Just looking at all the fans that are still here, Morgan, does that feel so much better?
I feel like I can finally breathe. It's been a difficult couple of months here, you know, with all the change that's happened, the bad performances. So it's happy to get our first win out of like 8-9 games, I think it is. And to do it here at the City Ground in the European nights is an incredible feeling, and there's no one here that deserves it more than the stadium, the fans. So we're delighted to get the 3 points on the table. I know those 3 points for the fans are sticking by us.
You switched back to a back four tonight. You were playing more centrally. Does it feel like the identity is slightly a little bit more back?
Yeah, that was the first thing the gaffer came in and said. He's like, last season you had a real identity, you had a real structure to how you want to play, and he wants to bring that in. And he also wants to build on top of that, and I think we've shown that tonight. We were solid, hard to break down, and then when we went forward, we could have been a bit more clinical, a bit better. But we take the 3 points and we move on.
You get your goal tonight as well, you're off the mark. Penalty, we wondered who was going to take it with Chris Wood not being on the pitch. You took it off. Jesus, cool, calm, confident.
Yeah, we're practicing on to this morning and yesterday, so I knew which way I was going. I was set in stone. Because I went the other way a couple of times.
We got fireworks.
I went the other way a couple of times, so I had to change it, and you know, luckily enough it went in, and it just sort of, I think that sort of settled the game, and I'm just delighted that the boys got the 3 points on the table, and that's what we needed.
But you did share the second penalty.
Yeah. I'm a team player. You know, Igor's been in good form in the Europa League recently, so I thought it was only right to give him that one, and I knew he was going to put it away, so it's give him that extra bit of confidence going into the next games.
Is this the turning point now?
Yeah, hopefully. Look, it's only been one game. We've only had a few training sessions. But definitely you can feel the morale within the stadium. You can feel the morale within the group at the minute. It feels a lot higher. It feels a lot more energetic. It feels a lot more positive, and that's the way it needs to be. And it needs to stay like that for us to continue and try and push forward. So that's credit to the manager that's come in, Sean. He's installed that into us. So we've got to keep going now and keep maintaining that positive energy.
All right. Well, enjoy this one, Morgan. Thank you for chatting.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Thanks very much, Becky. Morgan Gibbs-White saying he can finally breathe tonight after all the change that's happened. Farah, do people forget that players aren't robots? And when there's so much change like that at a club, it does have a big effect. The players really feel it.
Yeah, they really do. And you felt that even coming into the game, you felt there was weight on these players' shoulders. You could feel it really early, and I think he mentioned it there. I think his goal really settled the team, and you could see after the opening goal, they were saying throughout the game, let's concentrate, stay in the game, stay focused. And it was important that they did that. But certainly that opening goal took a lot of weight off of all the players, and then they were able to just play their natural game.
And he hopes it can be a turning point as well. He talked about that lift in morale. What can a night like tonight do for confidence?
Oh, it's massive. Obviously, going up against a Porto team unbeaten all season, conceded one goal. Like, they've come up against one of the best teams in Europe right now. Especially when it comes to this type of scene. So, like, being able to come out, beat them when they've been on such a bad run and do it so well, gives them the lift and gives them the confidence to go on and show that they can do it and go up against Bournemouth on the weekend and get another 3 points and keep pushing themselves.
Well, delighted to say Sean Dyche has come out to join us. Sorry to keep you waiting there, Sean. Good to see you. Congratulations on the win there. A win in your first game here at the City Ground against top opposition in front of that support tonight. Just what did it mean?
Yeah, marvellous. As you can tell by my throat, it meant quite a lot. Not used to shouting after a number of months out of the game, but no, I think the players have been through a lot recently, you know, and the fans have, and you know, just to give something back, to put a smile on their face, but also with the performance, quality performance. We've had 2 days with the players. We've crammed a lot in. They've listened. They've accepted it. And they've gone and delivered it. So that's the most pleasing thing for the coaches and myself. And I thank the players for it, because it's not easy. You know, they've had another manager come in, different ideas, and they've had to accept that very quickly, and they have done with that performance. But it's a start. There's a lot more to come, but it's a start, and it's a good start.
A really good start. Given that short time to implement your ideas, or what did you like most about that performance?
Look, the shape was good, defensive shape. You know, we know they play with the ball. We know they bring it out slowly, and we had to be, you know, methodical with our shape, but also patient. Then to try and break the game up when you could, but also with the ball. You know, we were talking to him about mixing our play. Can we stretch the game? Can we play long? I thought Igor was terrific. I don't know what you thought, but I thought he was terrific tonight. but then also playing through the pockets, because we know we've got some good players. And I thought we managed to find the balance, and they'll get fitter and sharper. I think the way that we work, it's on no question of other managers, by the way, just the way I like my players fit. And I think they'll adapt to our training and what we do, but it's going to take a bit of time.
Do you think what I've noticed about the game of the difference between Ange and you was that you used Igor a lot more? Like, the ball was went up to him to hold up to bring everyone else in, and obviously he did unbelievable today. Was that one of the strategies you tried to use?
No, I think, I don't like to question the manager. Everyone has a different style, but I've always liked mixed football. I don't want to be a purist. I want to mix the game. I want to play long. I want to stretch teams. I thought we did it ever so well first half with Igor, working in behind the line, puts doubt in the back line, as you know yourself, and then it gives you more room to play, because I equally think we've got some really good footballers. So therefore, the more room they get to play, the better it is. And so what we want to do is be effective with how we play. And so I was really pleased with that, the effectiveness of the nature of the game. We had a chance second half to really sort of stamp our authority of Callum. I thought was terrific as well, but especially from the basics, his shape and doing the ugly part of the game. And he has that chance. If that goes in, I think everyone settles a bit earlier, but it was nice to see the second one go in, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I got to be honest, quite a strange decision when you can't see that penalty.
Sean, you mentioned there, you haven't had long with the players, and you mentioned your voice. I've seen you in a technical area out there. How important was it to be present for the players in terms of giving that information for them?
Yeah, it'll tell you can't get everything on, especially in the crowd. I thought the crowd was terrific. The voice of the crowd tonight was really powerful. But there's lulls in the game when you can get some key information, just reminders, key words and things you shout to. Just gives them, it might just stimulate one person or two people. You can't stimulate everyone. But with the work they've done, they've listened, catching eyes, you just try and communicate the best you can.
Can I ask you about the penalties as well? You said the strange decision. You got it in the end, but Morgan kind of handed that penalty over to Jesus. They sort of acted like a bit of a decoy for each other for both penalties. Was that
it's a good job it went in. That's all I'll say on that one. You can imagine, can't you?
Did you not authorise that one then?
No, I've had that much on my plate, I've got to be honest. The last thing was planning penalties. There was a lot more planning before the penalties.
You have had a lot on your plate, but are you and your whole backroom team just buzzing to be here, really?
Well, there's partly that. We're very proud to be here with our past and, connection with the club, but that goes away quickly. We're not naive. We've got to win games. And I think to get off to a winning start, a clean sheet, of course, a lot of noise made about the lack of clean sheets after having such a strong season last season. So to get that, to get a win for the crowd and for the players, just to blow a bit more belief back into them, you know what I mean? So I'm really pleased for them and the fans particularly.
And Elliot Anderson, I want to ask you about him because he's been such a talked about player this season. He's been so impressive. What is it like for you now to work with him?
He's a very good player. He's got to learn the nuts and bolts, I think, still of the role. But he can deal with the ball. You can see that. He's infectious with his nature and how he goes about the game. I think there's some good players here, experienced players that rub off of him as well. But he's certainly on that performance. You can see the quality he's got and the way that he can adapt and keep driving and keep growing in the Premier League and in Europe at the moment. But you get what I mean, the Premier League really is his bread and butter as he develops as a player.
I thought Morgan Gibbs-White playing more in his more natural position centrally. Saw a lot more from him in today's game. Less frustration.
Yeah, tried to take the shackles off him, really. He's very good defensively. We knew that before we came here. I've known him for a number of years, watching him, and he understands the defensive role. And Igor worked hard at it, but he'll learn more about that. Obviously, there's still a bit of a communication thing. Because obviously, listening to my voice, it's like, I've never met a manager with a voice like that for one. But he doesn't understand English that well, so he'll learn that. But Morgan's, he's a calming influence, just pointing him in the right direction. And then when he gets the ball, we know he can play. And he's another one. He's infectious in the group, the way he goes about it, the way he trains and the way he is. And, the more of that kind of the glue that holds a team together, if you like, not just their ability, not just the tactics, but the feel of a group. And I thought it was there again tonight after a little spell when it sort of got lost a little bit in the mix.
What I saw today, compared to the other games that I've been watching, is the confidence. How did you get the boys to have so much confidence after what's been happening?
Well, the new manager thing, it relieves the tension somewhat. So I think that happens, And so players just go and they can sigh a little bit and breathe a little bit easier. And the crowd sort of become a little bit open-minded. At most clubs, this is not just Nottingham Forest, the crowd just relax a little bit. So I think it gives them a chance, but they've still got to perform. People forget that's not a gimme, especially against Porto, by the way, unbeaten this season. Good outfit,
Absolutely.
So to deliver that with that kind of bit of freedom, which we spoke to about. One of my big things is framework. You have to have a framework. But I said the freedom to go and play from that shape, and I thought they did. They delivered that on large parts of the game tonight.
And now the challenge to pick up points in the Premier League, and that's a tough start as well,
Yeah, look,
isn't it?
I don't want to be.
Bournemouth.
Yeah, I don't want to be negative with the group, but I just said to them, I said, lads, it's a start. There's a whole lot more work to go, but it's a really good start. It's really pleasing for you, for the fans, but it's only a start. So now we've got to keep building and keep working and keep, resisting the temptation to think that's solved everything. There are some question marks that we've answered, but there'll be more question marks. That's part of being a Premier League footballer, Premier League manager. Now we've got to continue on the journey, but it's a good start. I must make it clear.
We should let you rest your voice now, probably, and
I
stop
don't think I've
talking
got
too short.
400 interviews. You can imagine how many.
Well done.
2.5 hours yesterday. I was like,
Your talk's out. Well done on the shorts as well, by the way. You're a brave man.
Yeah, well.
You can go and put your
furnace is burning after that win, trust me.
You can go and put your skinny jeans on now.
Flares in a minute.
Flares in a minute. It's actually baggy jeans that are in fashion, by the way.
Yeah.
Well done on the win.
No,
A great night. Thanks very much
you.
for coming out to
Thank you.
join
Love
us,
to see you.
Sean. Appreciate it.
Cheers, man. You take care.
Nicola, does it feel like some of that feel-good factor from last season is back?
Yes, we had a tough period behind us, but today is most important to win this game, and clean sheet, what means a lot for us, for our in defense. We are so happy to give this victory to our fans, who was incredible tonight. Great atmosphere, big win, and we keep going.
How has the addition of Sean Dyche been? What's he brought to training the last couple of days?
He brought for sure positive energy. We didn't have a lot of training. We did basic things and come back to be more compact, I think, in the pitch. And we need to keep going, move forward, improving ourselves, and be ready for next game.
Under the previous manager, you had to play quite a high line. Are you happier, maybe, in the back four, and maybe more what Sean Dyche is wanting?
Every coach has his ideas. We are players and we need to deliver on the pitch. So right things is difficult to exist. So both system has advantages and not good things. So what coach asks from us, we're trying to deliver on the pitch.
How difficult has it been this season with changing a managers, not getting the results that you wanted?
It was, like I said, a tough period between us, with a little bit negativity around squad. But, always during the season there is a tough period. We need to pass this period like a squad. And today we react very good. And I hope we keep going like this.
Yeah, is this going to be a turning point tonight? Clean sheet, win in Europe, you're off the mark.
I hope so. We need to stay humble. It's one win, but season is long. We need, like I said, keep improving and work on these things and keep making proud these incredible fans, because, like I said before, incredible atmosphere tonight.
Awesome. Thanks so much. Well done.
Thanks.
Well, let's have a look then how this game was won for Nottingham Forest. The first goal came via a penalty and it was conceded by a handball, Jan Bednarek, and they can't have any complaints about this, Mikel, can they?
No, definitely not. The ball's been put into the box. Jesus has given him a little nudge. He's lifted his arm up and sacked the ball. I think it's a Stonewall penalty.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see it here, just as it comes over his shoulder, his arm's there to try and make contact with the striker, Jesus, and you can see he just makes contact with his hand as he drags it back in. So definite penalty. And then I think for Gibbs-White, we heard him say about there was so much weight on the shoulders of these players coming in. You could see it. He puffed his cheeks out, steps up to it and actually tucks it away really nicely. And we saw after the goal went in the back of the net, the celebrations from the player, but not only the players. The manager, Sean Dyche, on the side of the pitch was telling the players, look, concentrate, stay in the game. We've got to be focused now for the next 5-10 minutes. You get an adrenaline rush when you score a goal, and he didn't want that to happen to his players today. Yeah.
He talks about being able to breathe again at the end of the match with that first goal of this season as well, with all the change they've had. The second penalty, though, it took an on-field review before this was given. Initially, Savona was given a yellow card for a dive for this one.
Yeah, you can see here, they done well for it, didn't they, to keep it alive. And I guess from the referee's position, it looked like real minimal contact. VAR and us from the side, we had time to look back at it and slow it down. It was the second contact, the second nibble at the ball from the defender, Martin, that actually gave the penalty away. So yeah, again, a definite penalty for me.
They obviously conjured that up themselves then, because Sean Dyche didn't seem to know anything about him handing that pen over.
Now, to be honest, when with a manager, he always chooses the pen taker. So he would have picked somebody today to take the pen. So obviously, Gibbs would have been obviously taker today, and obviously he's decided to give one to Jesus to give him opportunity to get off the mark and probably go on a run.
Yeah, first home goal for Jesus. That yellow card as well for Savona rescinded as well. From everything you've seen tonight, though, do you feel that Sean Dyche is going to be the kind of unifying force that Nottingham Forest have really needed?
Definitely. I think if anything's to go off today's performance, most definitely I think he got the team back doing what they do best, defending well. And obviously he spoke about those transitions and different types of play, that freedom of play. And we did see that today. There was some long boards. Hudson-Odoi also looked very good out on the left-hand side. Jesus, I thought he was phenomenal. You're a striker. I thought he did everything up there well, by himself at times. And we saw the control in the midfield with Louise and Anderson and Gibbs-White. So you've definitely seen already small improvements in such a short space of time. To get that so quickly, there's only room for much more to come.
The good vibes are definitely back here.